Using her solar return chart on February 21st, Val sees a change coming for Princess Catherine.
This is a big, big change that they're talking about. It's over here. It's a big family change. There's a lot that is positive about it because that trine to the sun.
Then in June,
maybe moving forward on something and tired of being stuck. 10 of Wands. Somebody's moving out.
July 28th, headlines report a possible move infuriating King Charles. What's next for the royals? Stay tuned.
I'm Astrologer Val Evans. It's Friday, August 15th, and I'll be reading the charts and tarot cards with Amber at Taurus Moon Tarot. You're watching a show that teaches a predictive astrology technique you will not find anywhere else online. This is it. So definitely subscribe and you'll get all of the tips and tricks you need to make your own predictions. And a special thanks to the replay crew. We couldn't do this without you. And of course, the members, the valedictorians who make this show possible. We are going to be talking about Lady Annabelle Goldsmith, one of the top English socialites today. And she's a Leo. It's going to have something to do with a party, an infamous party. And I'm going to show you why this is important. We've got omens and symbols coming up. We've got predictions of the week ahead. Lots of clues coming up. Still more royal stuff. Husband trouble, how you can predict what might happen with your mate. And we're going to use an old chart, and it's Princess Diana's. So that'll tie into Lady Annabelle Goldsmith's party. And some of you may know where I'm going with that. Then we're going to talk about Prince Andrew, Prince William, and Princess Kate, and Catherine, as many of you like to call her. I just didn't have enough room there to put Catherine. Things are boiling, and VJ Day just happened today. It was incredible. It was a beautiful ceremony from what I understand. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that and remember we were talking about Neptune and what that was going to represent. It's pretty interesting how that played out there. So, and just to plug my career book, go to the Secret Career Code, and it teaches you how to take a job chart and make it a horoscope. It's your hiring date and time. So usually it's like 8:30 a.m. or 9 a.m. on the date that you started. And you can make predictions on a whole bunch of things. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about Epstein. We're going to still be using his solar return chart and what his chart shows for his enemies. And we're going to talk a lot about the secret videos. So much Pisces, especially in his chart this year. That means videos tomorrow, especially for the members. I'm going to do some charts and predictions. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift. And we're also going to talk about Kelly Clarkson and her wedding chart and how that would have predicted what she would have gone through. Here is Amber's information at Taurus Moon Tarot 761 on YouTube. If you're interested in getting in touch with Amber or me, you can go to astrologywithval.as.me for readings with me. And you can also email Amber and ask her for a reading. How are you, Amber?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am so amazed at how, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about how there would be a leak with Princess Catherine.
Yes.
And it's pretty amazing that that's exactly what happened. It was happening all because of this tell-all book of Andrew Lowney. And you could see it way ahead of time with your intuition and the cards, of course. Deborah's here. KK, hello, KK. And Addie, hi, Val, Amber, and everyone. Love from New Zealand. Gomez, yes, we're going to talk about that. It did not rain, but what was Neptune? It was right next to the Queen and the Queen's planet. And you know what we saw her doing? Crying. She was emotional. So there was water. It just wasn't from above. It was from the Queen. Oh, Gomez, you're from Iran. Great. I'm a tarot fan. Recently learned it. Well, this is a great place to learn tarot. I learned so much, and it's great to get tips and tricks from Amber. See our users here. And Kimberly, you're very welcome. We're always happy to do it. The face painters here. Chu, Genevieve. Should we talk about maybe any thoughts you have on the week first?
I have two sort of clear messages from Oracle decks that I chose to use today.
Okay.
And two cards from the first one is the community and co-create, which kind of go hand in hand. So it made me think in conjunction with the other cards I have. I have a lot of Venus and a lot of Scorpio. and a beauty card. And it makes me think of like a community garden or some kind of group of gardeners. Literally, that's what I was thinking about, beautification of space. I've gotten renovation before too. So maybe this is exterior community work, creating beautiful gardens.
More gardens.
Yeah,
Please, not any
perhaps.
more complaining gardeners. That's
No.
all King Charles needs right now.
Yeah.
But seriously though, it seems as if there was some kind of trouble over there.
Yeah.
They don't want any of those headlines. Of course, gardening is Taurus. Happy
Yes.
Friday, Vicky. Elphaz, welcome. And Skater Girl is here. I love that handle. Okay. All right. Well, omens and symbols, there's probably a ton, and I only had time to just put in two. But we're looking at omens and symbols of, just things that we're seeing. Right. So this was one of the omens that I saw back July 23rd. I think I mentioned it. I can't remember, but
Mhm.
uh, it just seemed like there was something. This would be an omen for Jeff Bezos that maybe, I mean, she looks, she always looks beautiful,
Yeah.
always has designer clothes. We're talking about Lauren Sanchez, the new Mrs. Bezos. Yet she has this big black hat on, super glamorous, gold. Seems a little witchy. Seems
Mhm.
like maybe it's an omen. And it was, I think it was that next day or the couple of days after that. Jeff Bezos, and his company Amazon, they were seeing the stock is falling. And
Yes.
now it was just reported this morning that his mother passed. He's
Oh,
seeing some Saturnian types of things right now.
yeah.
And it's not so fun. Here's another thing you might be seeing flooding Instagram. I don't know. Maybe it's just my algorithm. I have no idea why. Have you seen anything about Rush Week?
I have. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's
Just
everywhere.
everywhere. Everybody's like
Yeah.
cheering, laughing. Everybody's happy.
Yes.
They're young women.
Yeah.
Many are beautiful women. They're posing in front of homes, which
Yeah.
is Cancer.
Ah,
And so this can be a symbol, I think. There's more. Just house after house after house,
yes.
and thousands of women. And
Yeah.
so right now in the sky, we've got Jupiter, which is many, many,
Mhm.
and Venus, which is women. It can also
Yeah.
mean money too. So that
Mhm.
might have something to do with an industry or some
Yeah.
type of finance. It's in all of our charts. So it's
Yeah.
going to be lighting up one of your houses. But it's
Mhm.
funny how Cancer also means cleavage. So you you see a lot of women with cleavage,
Yes.
and and also maybe some lots and lots of famous women too. Now these women
Mm.
are gaining fame on Instagram, and you're seeing them. Some of them are just so traumatized they're getting so much fame. They're like, I gotta
Mm.
take a break. This is the
Mhm.
week ahead. August 17th. This is what we do. We draw the chart. We see if we can make some predictions for the week ahead. And we start the chart on a Sunday, goes to the next Saturday, and we see which planets are activated based on the zodiac sign. We're still in a Gemini time frame, and
Mm.
you called it. There is so much about children this
Mhm.
past week because last week's chart was still in Gemini. Have you seen anything like everybody?
Mhm.
Aside from all the women looking like twins because they're
Yes.
at these rush houses, there's also little kids and some
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of sad stories about little kids. Gemini is all of the same thing. It's all twinning. And you know what it represents? It represents boxes. So that would, if you think about boxes, they all look alike.
No
And
sense.
I have this in my solar return chart. This is kind of like my solar return, and
Yeah.
Gemini is rising.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you how many times I've been helping people move boxes.
Oh,
Like I'm helping a family member move boxes. I'm moving
yes.
my own boxes. I'm
Yes.
helping this organization on Sunday move boxes. It's crazy. So I don't know if that's a clue or anything. What do you
Mhm.
think? When you look at the chart, are you getting any intuitive hits on the week ahead?
Well, the funny thing you mentioned about Gemini and little kids, and I sometimes, because I'm in a fog this week a little bit, I'm not paying attention until you bring it up. But I did hear a story about something in Virginia with 80 young children all going missing around an ice cream truck. Have you heard this?
No,
It
no.
hit my radar this morning, and I thought, I've not heard of this. This seems like a lot of news, but 80 children missing and it's connected to an ice cream truck.
There's a lot of children. We've had the Camp Mystic, so I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to look that up and check it out. Columbus has a good question. Can I please ask Amber why she sees Prince William as the magician? I'm learning about tarot, and I see Prince William as either the King of Cups or the Chariot.
That's a good question. The major arcana for Gemini is the magician, and he is a Gemini. So that's part of the reason. But the other part is that the feeling I have when I'm tuning into him or around him, I have a little bit of a sense of wariness. And the magician can be a great, leader, can be someone well trusted who can make things happen, but also can be sort of on the fence of trustworthiness. And there's always sort of a question. So the energy around that card and that it's Gemini is why I assign that to William.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a Gemini chart, as I said, this week. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look and see where Mercury is. It's right down here. It's in Leo. So these are kids. These are little kids. They could also be talking, Mercury talking in Leo, talking about the royals.
Mhm.
And so I'm looking at around Wednesday here where a lot of this opposition is coming in, which I'm going to talk about in 1 second. But let me just make a note on here. We've got, because Gemini comes in as early as Sunday, if not late Saturday, Mercury is still activating on Sunday. And there are actually some nice aspects here. There are some good things, possibly for the royals, possibly for kids, families, and maybe something from the past. It might have something to do with the military, could be fighting and winning something. And it's not perfect because there's an opposition there, but there's also a sextile to Mars in Libra. So this could be musical children. It could be something that is maybe the courts are protecting children. What do you think is going to be really good about this week with Gemini as the rising sign?
This is Page of Swords. This is about young students, children. And it actually does look positive. There's something coming in that it's gifted because I have the Wheel of Fortune as well. There's like a gift for children, but it feels like it's from across the shores. This is always my sort of international. Things are coming to you. You don't have to actually work for it. But the Three of Wands can tell me something around, there's surfboard there. So is it along a shoreline? Children receiving something. I would say receiving.
That's pretty amazing that you got the page as soon as we're
Yes.
talking about young people. So,
Yes.
of
Yeah.
course, the page representing young people. And also, there's a lot of 12th house stuff here. And 12th house can mean foreign kids. So there's a change, it seems, maybe legally for foreign children that's coming in that is helpful to children. It's hard to believe in this day and age, but that could be coming in. Now, once we get into, so what we do is we look at what the planet is, what planet is activated for that little month there, or I'm sorry, for that day. The house represents a day in these weekly charts that we do. So Gemini already coming in strong. And then a few days later, we're going to get into Wednesday. Again, Wednesday is a big day, like it was last week. I've got to look into what that was. I think there were we were talking about 2 quakes and shakes, and I think they were talking about twin earthquakes around then, which is kind of crazy. But there's a square here with Uranus and the moon. This looks pretty famous. It looks like something is happening that maybe someone in power is not seeing. And this could be a bomb. This could be something that is really dangerous. And so around Wednesday, the king is in shock. What is this person in power? What's he getting shocked about, do you think?
The Lovers card came out, the High Priestess, and talk about a shock. The Tower. We just can't make this up. It's actually possibly a shocking, something around their ancestors or history or family, or in some kind of marriage. The Lover's card, there's something very shocking around a partnership, or it doesn't have to be marriage, but a partnership with the Lover's card. The High Priestess has that moon symbol too, which I could say is also very famous, something famous.
Okay. Yeah. This can, with it, when you have a square to anything Leo, it can mean there's heat, meaning an explosion, there's fire. You're going to see something ablaze.
Yeah.
And it's also in the 4th house of home. So it could be the House of Commons. It could be somebody's home that we're going to be seeing. And of course, with Gemini, this is, I think it could be a group of powerful people. So that could also be in this narrative as, adding to what you said. This is kind of a twin event from maybe what we saw in the past before because of Gemini.
On a boat?
On a boat, you think?
On a boat. Or like a Royal Navy. I got the Strength card asking if it was related to anything royal or government, and I would say that's a yes. And with the Tower card, I asked where would there be a shock, and I got my 6 of Swords. It's like on the water.
You know what? Uranus represents the government. And there it is. It's something that has to do with the government, and it's squaring the king. It is just such a big shock. I think a lot of the public is going to like it. Of course, we don't want to see anything that is deadly or that is, I don't know, with this sun here at 24, that's pretty close to Regulus. So we're going to see themes across different countries. I think we're going to see the twinning kings. Remember a while ago we got twin kings? Yeah. So this could we ask a question about Starmer? Will this have anything to do with Starmer this week, which would be Wednesday, August 20th?
Yes. Upright Hierophant. Yeah, that would be a yes card. It could have to do with him. And that is also someone in an institution, some kind of organization with the Hierophant, something traditional. He might be stuck, not able to do something or see something. He might not be able to see something.
Okay. Yeah, you can't, anything that's in the 12th house, that means you can't see it. And this is a king in his home. And keep in mind, he had some trouble with his properties before. And it's possible now with 24 degrees, again, supporting what you're saying as far as hidden, because 24 degrees is the Neptunian degree, which would also be a boat. Okay, so maybe a boat or something that has to do with, Neptunian things, water. But yeah, maybe something this is like a group of homes, and maybe a group like a real estate portfolio of possibly Starmer or somebody in power. We hope not, but it does look like that's coming up midweek.
Yeah.
And there it is. Okay, now we're getting into Princess Diana. And this was a tough solar year for her. Of course, there were plenty of fantastic, fabulous things for her because she was the princess. But with this solar return chart, we would go to her 88 chart because she would be attending, and her husband would not want her to be, a birthday party. It was Camilla's sister's birthday party. So it was odd that Princess Diana was going, but she insisted. And this party was given by Lady Annabelle Goldsmith. Now, keep in mind, all right, first I got to tell you about this chart, and then you're going to be like, oh my God. So July 1st is, of course, when you're going to start your solar return chart, and it's going to go to your next birthday. So her birthday starts July 1st. And so then we would go around to February, which is when this party happened. And there was, I think if I have the article here, let me see. I had it somewhere. But basically, it was Prince Charles at the time saying, okay, this is the article. Okay. The night I confronted Camilla. This is from Princess Diana's own words. When Princess Diana realized her husband had resumed his relationship with Mrs. Parker Bowles. Parker is Leo, Park. She had it out with the older woman at Camilla's sister's 40th birthday party. And that was from Andrew Morton's book a long time ago. And so Princess Diana tells him, the author, that it was the worst day of her life, realizing that Charles had gone back to Camilla. It was really in this year. So first she said she decided she wasn't going to kiss Camilla hello anymore. She's just going to shake her hand.
Yeah.
And so that made her feel pretty bold when she walked into this major it was an event. It was definitely an event where everyone was kind of shocked that she was going.
Yeah.
So there were about 40 people, and she said she really wanted to make an impact here. Now, they were at dinner, all of the friends for the birthday party. They were all upstairs, and suddenly Princess Diana realized that Prince Charles, at the time Prince, and Camilla were not upstairs. So she went down to find them. And most of you know all about this story, but it's pretty crazy how she confronts Camilla and says, I know what's going on between you and Charles, and I just want you to know that. Yeah. And Camilla says, oh, it's not a cloak and dagger situation. And she said, I think it is. And so then they go back and forth. And it was kind of like, it just made everybody pretty angry, especially Camilla, because it was her sister's party and she didn't want to ruin it. Okay. So now I'm going to go to this chart. Hold on one second. Okay. Let me see where I am. I can't find.
I can see her solar return chart.
Okay, you can see that. I just want to make sure. I don't have my monitor, but as long as you can see me doing this, I'll figure it out. So July 1st, so we're going to count around to the time, first of all, keeping in mind that if your solar return chart and you're married has the 7th house of mate as Aquarius, that means you're going to shock somebody, possibly your husband, or your husband's going to be shocked if Uranus is in poor aspect. And yeah, it is. It's right here. Poor aspect means a red line through it. Got a red line through it. Oh, there's going to be a shock that year. And so we're going to count around here. First of all, there it is, Aquarius. So he's going to be shocked. Prince Charles. There he is. Yeah. And so now we're getting into the February time frame here. This is going to be the time when the party happens. Yeah. And she's going to, it is going to be a cloak and dagger situation because it's Pisces, which is spying, finding out what's really going on. And so not only would you look at Neptune, which would rule that month, but you would look at the planets inside. And what's inside? Mars in poor aspect, which means there's going to be a fight. There's going to be somebody's going to be pretty angry. Yeah. And who is going to be angry here? Well, the twins are going to be angry. And who are those twins? Not just Camilla and her sister, who look like twins, but also the host of the party, which was Annabelle. And Camilla's sister is also named Annabelle. It's so crazy. So hopefully more people are amused by this than we are. But so we're also going to talk about the 5th house here. The 5th house in your chart, if you're married, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff in here, especially Venus, means somebody could be the husband's lover. And so there was Camilla right there. Yeah. And boy, was there a lot of, oh my God, it was a huge fight. It was very, very big. Can you give us a card on that party and just tell us, I mean, anything maybe that we don't know?
The Neptune card, the 7 of Cups. I mean, that could be learning about fidelity, about someone's options and choices. And feeling like a 3rd wheel, 5th wheel left out. That's the feeling of being on the outside looking in.
Aha, okay.
Oh, final clarifier, the Lovers, Gemini, and a partnership. Feeling like the 3rd party left out of a commitment. Yeah.
if anybody's trying to learn tarot, this is the place. I mean, did that just reflect everything that the chart just told us? Oh my God. Yes,
Yeah.
opposes Black Moon Lilith in August. Oh, good one. Is this after we found out about Charles's adultery? I think it was before. Maybe there was a lot of
Gossip.
rumors. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know Camilla was seen on a yacht, a 40 million yacht with her kids and grandkids. Valerie's here. Yeah, Genevieve, we are having a heat wave. And I think that Mercury in Leo, poorly aspected, shows that it is going to be another scorcher, possibly. Sometimes it can mean, things, little fires or even bigger fires. Can you tell us about the weather this week for the UK?
Let's see. That looks hot.
Oh God.
That looks hot.
Oh my God.
That looks like someone who wants to just have rain and wishes that there was some cooling. It's funny. This too is like, I'm going to stay home. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That's kind of a work from home card. Like, I'm going to work from home this week. I don't want to blast out into the heat.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Jan, you said I meant the party date. Oh, you're talking about it was actually in February. So that was when Camilla's sister's birthday party was, I guess. And so we could see that in the solar return for February. Kind of crazy how
Yeah.
it didn't even occur to me when I was putting this together when she said it was Cloak and Dagger, which is definitely Pisces. So she would have had no idea, looking at her solar return chart, Princess Diana,
Yeah.
that somebody would tell her something like that. But
Right.
it was her own. It was Princess Diana's own Cloak and Dagger situation as well, because she
Yeah.
was going there without anybody really knowing that she was going to show up. So now we are in Prince Andrew's solar return chart, and we have his 25-26 chart. So his birthday starts on February 19th. And this is what you get. This is basically his destiny calendar. So if you're interested in the destiny calendar and you are a member of this channel, you can go to the comments where you can see there's a link and you can get a destiny calendar if you're a member. What you get is you'll get a calendar with these dates on it, and you can see what's coming up for you. You can see, for instance, the second house, how your money's going to do. So you look at the second house Lord. Let's do that for Andrew real quick. His money comes from two places this year, which would be Gemini. And we're going to, it's kind of half and half. Oh boy, does he get cut off from Charles. Uranus is Charles this year. This is a whammy. And we've already seen this already, but it's going to come back around again, probably early 2026. And but when you have blue lines, that's a good thing. It means you're going to find another alternative. The good thing about a destiny calendar, if you pull yours, and I show you how to do it in some of my other shows, some of my other royal shows, you're going to go to AstroSeek and pull your solar return. But look at this grand trine, and Pluto is conjunct part of fortune there, which is massive, massive success, which is kind of hard to believe. There's a little problem here. There's some people, you see those red lines, some people trying to stop all of this success. So it's like kind of going through a landmine in a sense. Isn't this interesting? Right as we're in the August timeframe, it moves into Scorpio energy for Prince Andrew. We have a moon in Scorpio. And so it's like, I wonder who that is. As we get into this Scorpio timeframe, Prince Andrew changes from his ascendant or rising sign, and he becomes Pluto. Now he's Pluto this month, and somebody's really fighting him. Well, I'll tell you ahead of time who it is. There's Andrew this month, and that's going to go probably till about right now. Really, it's about to end actually. Who is the moon in Scorpio? Prince William, and it is conjunct Black Moon Lilith there. So this could be for both sides where they're really, really trying to do some pretty evil, vengeful things. So maybe it's kicking somebody out of their home. It looks as if Andrew he wants to deal a shock to Prince William. So my question to you, and I say that because Aquarius is somebody who's willing to shock. Yeah. He's way up there on the MC of his chart, showing something about career, life purpose, government. And he's just walloping Prince Prince William. Let me show you real quick how I got to Prince William. In Prince Andrew's chart, the 11th house is King Charles. It's his older brother, the 11th house. Go to Uranus over here. So there's King Charles. And then what we're going to do is we're going to count 5 from the 11th, which is William. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the ruler of the 5th house is the moon. And so 5th house is your firstborn. So that's how you're going to tell if you're going to get along with somebody or not. So do tell us, are we already seeing this, or is this something coming up that maybe Prince Andrew has in store for Prince William?
Well, based on the show description, I pulled specific cards around Andrew, and I actually have exactly what you're talking about. He has, this could be government. This is actually Capricorn, but this 4 of Wands in reverse is the loss of a home, potential loss of a home. Now, does he walk away with money? Possibly, something. It's Virgo. It's not like great big money energy, but maybe it's at the hands of assistance of a woman. He might get money from a woman, but this is a home upside down. And it came with that Scorpio card I mentioned earlier. So that Scorpio energy that we're talking about that is happening right now in his chart makes a lot of sense.
And we could be seeing this now, and it's kind of percolating. But then what we might be seeing is, you can see this is August, September, October, November. This gets into, I guess, not Thanksgiving, but let's just say the holidays, holiday planning, and something really starts to percolate probably right at the end of November. It looks like Prince Andrew is fighting William, and somehow King Charles is helping Prince Andrew, and it's hurting Prince William.
Huh.
So maybe it's that King Charles wants to do something that maybe Prince William doesn't know anything about.
Yeah.
And Prince William is in complete shock. So not sure what it is, but it does look like King Charles is pulling some strings. What kind of strings is King Charles pulling here for Prince Andrew to support him, which is shocking?
7 of Swords. This actually, doesn't have to mean that it's a lie or a deception. It's sometimes strategy. Someone who has the idea. This is the person with the ideas and maybe the resources, mental resources, documents, paperwork, all things swords. And I got another 10 of Swords. I said what will happen in that time frame you mentioned, and it's 10 of Swords. Something ends. It's like putting an end to something, sticking it, fork in it, and it's done.
Yeah.
But his help could be strategic.
Oh, his help. Okay. And Golden, as you said, maybe Prince William and the king are working together to get him out of that house. It almost seems as if the king is using Prince Andrew. Maybe they're working together, and Prince Andrew is getting something that he wants.
Yeah.
So King Charles is in a position where he knows what Prince William is thinking. So that might be a detriment for Prince William right now if King Charles is so mad.
Yeah.
And
I asked who was helping him, and I got my King Charles card. The Scorpio King of Cups.
So I'm getting chills from this. This is like breaking news, because nobody right now thinks that King Charles is helping Prince Andrew. But if it helps King Charles, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Eleanor, how are you? Went to Oxford today, and it was hot. Jan says Andy's chart on BLM matches date of release of Andrew Lowney's book on the Yorks. Coincidence or not? Exactly. And so, of course, what you're talking about, right around the time the book dropped, which was, that's where Black Moon Lilith is, and squaring Pluto. So, and the 10th house is for all to see. So somebody's doing something pretty rotten when you've got a square, and then your planet for the month, which would be Pluto, for Andrew, it's kind of like, it's an ouch. Just trying to get through it and deal with it. But he's got a lot of things going for him, believe it or not. Now, here is Princess Catherine's chart. And before I get to that real quick, I wanted to just Yeah, Jan, you had mentioned this. You said Cosmopolitan Mag had article saying Camilla asked Charles to sort out William. Yes, and thank you for saying that. And
Hmm.
yeah, maybe Cosmo is following us. They're just getting all their stories
Yeah.
from what we're saying. And yeah, you think it's Elphaz, you think it's William versus the king. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And let's see. So, real quick, Princess Catherine, her chart starts on January 9th. We're over here. And isn't it interesting? If you'll recall, when we were talking about Princess Diana, and remember, she had Mars in, was it the eighth house? I can't remember, but she was
Oh,
about to have a big fight with somebody. Now,
yes.
we're in August 15th. We're at that time frame. So we're right at about Mars. And this is probably VJ Day and the big event
Military.
that happened today. There's a big fight of something. But there is so much anger here with this opposition with Pluto. That's coming in right now. And that could have something to do with the fact that these leaks that you predicted came out about Catherine, that Andrew is jealous of her, which would mean that Pluto, Pluto means
Yeah.
jealousy. So we're talking about Camilla being jealous.
Wow.
Now we've got Prince Andrew being jealous. So this is kind of going back and forth. And a lot of it has to do with real estate, eighth house real estate. Mars is fighting about the home.
Yeah.
And so, could you give us a card this week for Princess Catherine and how she's dealing with some of this press about, maybe the fight? Oh,
Someone doesn't want them to move. 10 of wands in the reverse. Taking putting a hole in your tire, in your moving truck tire. Maybe dealing with something around the move. Yes, look at this. And I think you had this card. It's like it's a stressful time. It's an intense week, emotionally draining week, and kind of wind out of your sails a little bit. And it may be around the move with that 10 of wands.
oh my God.
Oh, yes. Around some big change.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody's on the same page here, and they're all going to have
Mhm.
to sort it, and
Yes.
we're going to have to see how they're going to do that. Can you tell us who, and this will be the last question, who is going to win like big this battle? Who is going to come out on top in the next maybe 6 months?
Let's see. Oh, that is so interesting. It's like a draw. It would be someone who's a woman. I will say that. But someone is unhappy with the win. And, this is someone who's a female. Maybe a
Catherine.
Queen of Wands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. That lady is celebrating victory.
Good.
That Knight of Wands. That's actually going to a party. Maybe she goes to a party. Victory. And look how much that reminds me of Catherine.
Oh my God.
I think we have our answer loud and clear.
Yeah. Catherine wins. So might as well stop fighting, everyone. The
Yeah.
females on top. We love that.
Yeah.
And Golna, as you said, I don't think William leaks to the media. It's just not his style, in my opinion. It's funny how your behavior changes when suddenly all of this adverse energy happens and you feel like you have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
So it depends. I think it's going to depend. Yeah, Lonnie, they have employees who talk, but that's possible. It's a good one. Welcome, Lonnie, in. Oh, Jen, you said you're reading the book. There isn't one royal coming out looking good. Eek. It'd be nice if, well, they have documentaries that are positive about the royals, but yeah, this one looks. I'm not sure if I believe all of it because there just seems like a lot more gossip, but we'll have to see what the public has to say about it. So. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for another Royal Revelations, and stay cool, everyone. Thank you, Amber.
Thanks again. See you guys